Hi, I'm Andrea and welcome to Product C#. In this video, I want to show you how you can create a stub using NSubstitute in C#. I want to test the play method of this game class. This game class accepts an external dependencies iDice that simulate running a dice. The play method rolls the dice twice, and if the values are the same, you basically score the same value that is on the dice. If the values are different, you don't score anything. And you do this n times to calculate the total score. We want to be able to test this method here using an unit. Before showing you the test, I want to show you the implementation of iDice. So iDice, the interface is definitely is simply a method that returns an integer. And I have the dice class that use a random generator to return the value between 1 and 6, that as you might expect. The problem with using dice in test is that it's not deterministic. So it's an external dependencies that we can control in a test. So let's say, for example, here I have a test that creates an instance of dice that I pass to game, and then I call play 3. So if I run this test, all the time I run this test, the dice will be unpredictable, will actually return a different value. In this case, it's just passing by chance. If I run it again, you see that you expected 1, but now it's 0. So what's going on is because it's not possible to control how dice behave, because it's returning a random generator every time. And this is something you don't want in test. In test, you always want to be able to control your external dependencies so that they returns whatever you expect to return, so that you can actually test the logic under test. So what we really want here is to create an implementation of iDice that does what we want. And here is where the framework comes in. And the NSubstitute is one of the many frameworks available in .NET that allows you to create stubs and mocks so that you can create substitute that help you to test more easily. So let's use it in order to create a substitute of iDice. And this is how nice the syntax of NSubstitute is. You can say substitute for, and then you provide the interface you want to implement. And automatically the framework implements the interface for you and gives you a very simple, fluent API in order to specify the behavior you expect from this dependency, for this substitute. What we expect is that if we call a roll, the rolls should return 1. Okay, if you do this and we run this test, let's see what happened. So we say we expected 1, but the result was 3. So why the result was 3? By using this syntax returns 1, we are telling NSubstitute to always return 1 when a roll is called. So this means that we call roll 6 times, and all the 6 times 1 is returned. And this means that we have 3 equal pairs of values, and each one score 1. And so 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. So 3 is effectively the expected result. But what if we want to simulate different numbers? We want to be able to say the first time 1 is returned, then 2 is returned, and so on. And we can simply pass additional values here. So let's say I pass 1, 2, here I pass 5, 5, and then I pass 3, 3. Okay. Now I actually say the 6 values that will be returned every time I call a roll. So now what we expect is 8. That's going to be 5 plus 3. Okay. So this is how easy it is to create a substitute with NSubstitute. In this particular case, the substitute is a stub, so it's a controllable replacement of an existing dependency. So we are telling how an external dependency will behave for the purposes of our test. NSubstitute allows to do this extremely easily. Thank you very much for watching.